Hey, it's me, MTG Angel, and I just wanted to reflect a little bit on how to move forward this year in 2026 for investing in any of these trading card games. Maybe just looking forward on your life and who you are and how we can all navigate a little stronger. Now, I'm sure anyone who has invested in some TCG product, you specifically meant to invest in it. It wasn't just something you bought and forgot about. I'm sure if you did that enough, at some point you sold early. Maybe you needed some money back, or maybe you lost faith in a product. And maybe there was a couple of times that you made a purchase and you over leveraged yourself and you said, you know what, I'm spending a little too much. Or maybe you had an idea of maybe I'm wasting my money and I could be putting this into some other product or some item or maybe some other stock or investment, and there's a lot of conflicting feelings. And so I just wanted to look forward and look back and kind of think about everything and discuss it with you. Go ahead and leave a comment of anything that you want to mention. Maybe this video gives you some ideas of any of these markets, or maybe you have some ideas of your own and some strategies. On YouTube, I see so much daily noise. I see so much, emotion and reactivity, and something might happen, and for instance, that guy got broken into, and then all of a sudden everyone's, I'm moving my stuff into, maybe Logan Paul's thing. Pokemon's coming, it's happening. I think maybe we're getting a little too emotional. We're getting a little too trigger happy or greedy or impatient, when a lot of the game of investing in general is just to be kind of patient and just get what you like and what you believe in. And I believe that our lives are better that way. At a certain point, you don't have infinite money. So, you can constantly be looking for plays, but at a certain point, there's no plays you can even strike on, even if you find one. And even if you strike, maybe you can get one or two, but I think it's better to kind of transition into almost two modes. One is consolidation, and one is accumulation. And if you're constantly in both accumulation and consolidation at the same time, 1 foot on each side of that fence, you can't swing things as hard as you want. And I'm not saying that this is a perfect balance that someone can have. I'm saying this is a balance that I would like to acquire or achieve. So, for instance, for me, I found that 151 was a really strong investment. On the same hand, there was a lot of other investments that I was looking over and kind of looking at and kind of trying to pick all boats. I was trying to get a position in everything, which at a certain point it's not that bad, but I think that diversity is fear. At a certain point, you're afraid to double down on something that you love, and I think that's really what transcends an investor, is when you can do that. You can double down on something that you love and put your whole pride and joy into it and see where it takes you. For instance, let's say you love Destined Rivals, and so let's say you have let's say $2,000, because I know Destined Rivals is almost like $600 a box right now. So let's say you take $120 or $1,200 of that and put it in Destined Rivals. So you got 2 boxes. You got an extra $800. Do you put another $800 or another $600 in Destined Rivals, or do you diversify and buy a little bit of something else? I'm almost arguing that if you feel strongly for Destined Rivals, if you think this is a good price to buy at, and you think that the future looks good, then you either do 2 things. You strike right there, and you get a 3rd box, and you don't diversify. You don't look for another opportunity. You just pick the opportunity in front of you. And then with any of the remainder, you wait, and you don't look. Almost taking, this is what they call in day trading, they'll call it chasing profits. Well, I almost feel sometimes that I'm chasing investments. I'm always looking for something new, and yes, there's all these opportunities that pop up, but not all opportunities are born equal. For instance, the other day for the Magic the Gathering market, there's been some secret layers that popped up that were just crazy. And I wish I could have swung all of them. But in this time, I've been kind of picking up all these different random products here and there and kind of, reducing the amount of dry powder that I had. It wasn't like anything that I bought wasn't good, but it wasn't something that I felt fully in on. It was maybe I felt pretty good on, and now my money's a little locked up, and who knows, maybe I even, in the moment, I felt just as strong, and, maybe time passed and I changed my mind on them. Maybe that's happening a little bit. But really, to just slow down and consolidate, not get lost in these FOMO sweeps. Like I just said, there's always new opportunities. And sometimes I think that we can feel like the last opportunity is about to escape us, and maybe we need to buy now, spin now, and just go now. Whereas there's a lot of unknown risks that are new right now. Like, for instance, the Pokemon Center, does everyone forget that they're creating that Gigafactory? They're making a new printing facility so that they can unload much larger positions of Pokemon onto the market. Because what they have right now, this setup it's not strong enough. They need something a bit more intense. And so even them, they're kind of doing what I'm talking about, which is taking a moment, recouping all of your plans and kind of reconsolidating that, and then their accumulation is going to be kind of like accumulating stock and working to get that at a better, more healthy level so that they can unload kind of quench this market, just splash it down and reduce these fires. Because as it is right now, if they keep up with this, Pokemon may become the new reserve currency of the world. Just kidding on that, obviously it won't actually, but it's just, ultimately, I've been having so much fun with this market. There's so much to do. There's so much to think about. So much to really decide and move left and right on. And, even when it was going down, it was kind of the same thing. Like, there were sales popping up left and right. Now it's boxes about a pop, pop in price popping up left and right. So, it's two different type of opportunities, and really, I want everyone that is watching, everyone that I know, to make the best decisions possible. I don't want you to miss out on the things that you love. It's like, okay, let's say that you don't really care about Phantasmal Flames, but you see it pop up and you're like, Pokemon might go up, let's buy a case. And I get that, I think Rudy always says he buys a little bit of everything, but instead you could have been doubling down on what you truly loved and maybe even distorting the market that way. Imagine if Rudy himself was, instead of buying all this random stuff that there's no way he cares about, a smaller position size or unloading a little bit of that and buying some of the classic stuff he wanted. Imagine if he did that. Where would the prices move? At a certain point, you become like a defeatist if you say that you can't move the prices of things just because the supply must be too big. Where at a certain point, does it really matter? Let's say what you love is collecting prismatic evolutions, which I think is a banger product. I think that's going to be the new 151, the new Evolving Skies, even though I know it doesn't have a booster box. I know that. But the set is freakish. It's freakish. It's not going to be Destined Rivals unless you want to say the next Evolving Skies booster box. Maybe it can be Destined Rivals. But I'm more comparing it to 151 and just these like godly sets. So I see Prismatic hitting that like god tier status. For Scarlet Violet, it's crazy. It's not going to be. It's definitely going to compete with 151 for the goated set. I mean, the card value is just crazy, and yes, you don't get that good of hits, but the hits you get are gorgeous and very desirable. So, if you like Prismatic, don't buy another box of Destined Rivals. Just because everyone's talking about it and maybe you feel the FOMO. Relax. Don't buy that box of Destined Rivals. Buy another couple boxes of Prismatic. Because, hey, if you feel strongly for it, that decision might be the best decision you ever make. Because who knows where the prices of things move? You're just putting your eggs in the basket you see best. And, let's say you have your best basket spread. I'm not saying to go out and sell everything right now and buy Prismatic. or whatever that you feel strongly for. I'm saying maybe if there's an opportunity where something spikes a lot, it can't keep spiking over and over again. At some point, it's going to top out and stall and drift and have a market pullback. So in that moment where it's almost looking like it might top out, or maybe on its uptrend, or maybe even when it stalls and pulls back a little bit, consider selling these investments that you don't care as much about. I think the mental space that it might free up actually might be better for you as well, where you're not tracking all of these different SKUs. You can kind of just love what you love and focus on it. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. You know, no one tells you how to live, no one tells you how to move. That's kind of the journey that we have ourselves, is, you know, it's just you building yourself up in this world. And even investing, most people, it's all alone. It's just your decisions. It's just you live and die by your own blade. So yeah, crazy world, guys. All right, that's pretty much it. You know, I've just got a lot on my mind. This world is so chaotic, and some people are just not doing good. Some people are doing great. Some people are trying to make it, and that's really my goal. Is just for myself, for everyone around me, that we're all going to make it. I want whatever investments that you pick, if it's stocks, crypto, Bitcoin, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Beanie Babies, maybe it's Riftbound, maybe it's, Hippers, maybe it's Labubus, maybe it's something weird, or it's some weird collection, or whatever it might be that you just feel strongly about or you like. And not only do I want you to keep going in on that and going in as much as you can, but I want you to double down and say, you know what, I like this, and I'm going to, see it through. I'm going to see through my investment and see what happens, and do good or bad. I'm going to not only love myself for it, but I'm going to love the investment, because I already loved it before I even went in on this, and so I'm going to keep loving it. So that's what I want from all of us. Thank you, guys, and cut it short here. Take care. Love one another, and let's grow together.